Hi, I'm Joe Tristan. I'm the head water polo coach here at Penn State Behrend College. Today we're going to have our guest, Anthony Spoto, come on. Here we go.
Sorry.
That's all right. Ali's already picking on you.
I know he is. I had to turn off text messaging because he keeps texting me.
So I'm here with Anthony Spoto, and Anthony was was my first recruit that committed to Penn State Behrend when I first started. So that was pretty awesome. He was also our first All-American. Um, for Penn State Behrend. So, Anthony, what are you doing right now?
So I'm a family man now. I have to be an adult now. So I got two kids, a wife, a dog, a house. So I guess I'm living the American dream. But so right now I'm working at Ford. I'm an engineer there. Uh, I graduated with electrical engineering, and then I got my master's there at Behrend, got my MBA, and then now I'm working towards my electrical masters. I'm almost done. I got two more classes left, so a year left. So um, yeah, I'm an electrical engineer at Ford now. I work on our all of our low voltage energy management stuff. So right now I'm working on the F-150, which is cool. So um, yeah, just trying to be a family man. I still try to play polo. We have a masters group, Motor City Polo. We play pickup on Tuesday nights. So it's a bunch of guys that I used to play with in high school, and then uh, we try to go to tournaments. Obviously, with kids now, tournaments have been a lot less. So,
Yep.
um, but before I was going to tournaments, I'd run into guys we used to play with in college against, and then guys that were on the team with me. So it's kind of cool to go back after the fact and see these guys out in the real world and play with them still. So it's almost like a reunion every time we go to tournaments. But
Right. So now, did you start Motor City Water Polo, or was that already started?
um, I was there from kind of the beginning. Before we were, at least for a couple years, we were not official. We were just getting free pool time. So it would just be a bunch of us guys, and we would just show up to the high school on Tuesdays and play. And then it kind of developed in that over years once we had more interest. I mean, there was nights where we'd have like three people show up, and then now we have like, you got 20 people showing up. So it didn't come official until at least, I don't know, a couple years ago. But now we're an actual legit club, nonprofit, which is cool. So it's come a long way.
Good. Very good. So, tell me, how would you say that Penn State Behrend prepared you for the real world, your career path in the real world?
I guess from first of all, we can go educational side. And I actually told when we were at the Hall of Fame dinner last year, I actually told Dr. Ford this as well, that I think my degree there put me ahead of a lot of my peers at work and in the industry. Being in the industry now for a while, um, you start to understand what college degrees they've had, and then as well as where they've come from, and then as well as now going to get my master's in engineering. I think Barron put us ahead of people. Their standards were higher. It also makes it tougher at school, but I think it was worth it. I felt way more prepared compared to some of these other people that I work with that go to good universities. Michigan State, Michigan Tech. So it's good to see that our school is definitely preparing us pretty well, if not better than most.
Yeah.
Um, from a polo standpoint, I mean, discipline, teamwork. Every day I'm working with the team. Constantly communicating with people. Especially now more than ever, we're all working from home, so it's like you have to be communicating with people. So I think just you prepared us to just be able to work with the team. I mean, especially with our team, we had guys and girls in that from around the country. It wasn't just like some of these other sports where a lot of the players are very regional, but you look down our program and it's California, Texas, out east, working with people with a lot of different backgrounds, you know, so it was able to kind of prepare me to.
Because Ali's gonna beat you up if you forget Chicago.
Oh yeah, Chicago, you know. So I think just meeting and a lot of different people from different backgrounds, different cultures, I think really helped me prepare. Like, hey, you know, everyone's different. You know, we got to work together, which is awesome. And I think that's kind of what prepared me for the real world, I think.
Good. So, you know, Anthony, you, you had a lot of great moments in your 4 years, and even you probably had a couple great moments during your coaching time when you were with me as the graduate assistant, some of those opportunities there. Is there anything that sticks out? Is there a memorable moment that you go back to?
I mean, there's a lot, but I guess trying to think of good ones. Bad ones would be, I don't know, was it freshman year or sophomore year, Grove City? I tried to take, 4 meters at the time, and
it was a 4-meter penalty shot.
I think we were up by a lot, but the ref blew the whistle, and next thing you know it, I started with the ball in front of me, and the ball went complete opposite way. I know you don't ever live that down with me, but
It's
good. I think there's a lot of good. I was trying to think earlier. I always liked going out west and playing, you know, trying to build a name for ourselves. And, you know, we had a lot of recruits trying to come out of there, and people are like, who's Penn State Behrend? And, you know, we would just go out and we would just play. And I think it was my junior year. I think we went out we played Cal Lutheran in the morning, and then we had to drive up to Chapman, and we were all late. And it was like an hour. We got in the night before. It was just a mess, and we finally got up there, but it was cool to play under the lights, and the place was packed. And, you know, even though we came up short, you know, people were like, who's this team? And I think I even fouled out, and it was just a quirky game, but it was cool to play under the lights. And, you know, hey, you traveled out here all this way, and kind of try to put a name for yourself. And I think that's where we got a big confidence boost. So.
Yep, that was your junior year. I remember our sophomore year, the very first time we played Chapman, went in double overtime, and we ended up losing by 1 point, and I think that was another eye opener, because people were just like, "What is going on?" I think they thought it was going to be an easy game, and no, it's a double overtime game. I remember one of my things that always pops up is your senior year when you broke your hand, or when you fractured the bone in your hand, and we were in Connecticut. And, you know, you were like, well, coach, I can still play. As long as I wear this, I can play. And I can't remember which team we were playing. It might've been Connecticut or somebody, but I just remember ball comes into 2 meters. You turn the guy with your right hand, you know, with the ball in your right hand, got him fully turned, squared up. Then you switched the ball to your left hand and shot and scored. Because you weren't, your right arm was still weak from the bone fracture, so you switched over to your left and you powered it through with your left, and whatnot. And I'm gonna make Ali happy. It reminds me of the when Michael Jordan did that against the Lakers in the NBA Finals. You know, went up with his right, switched to his left, and popped it right up. But you know, you used to do lots of things like that just, you know, amazed a lot of people. And you know, and that year, especially with your hand being fractured and whatnot. I know we worked a lot. That was one of the things we worked on was, all right, well, we have a fractured hand. We got to work our left hand. So let's work on switching it if we need to. So I know you keep in touch with a lot of players and whatnot. Is anybody that you keep in touch with the most? Any, well, I was the only coach at the time. Coming through, but any other players that you keep in touch with besides
like Ali, Hunter, and them, you know, we have that, like Ali said, yesterday, group chat. You know, with Facebook, you always see what people are doing. I've messaged people back and forth. I've actually had, you know, when people come through town, I've had Bernstein stay with me. Stubbs came and stayed a night. You know, just people that have come through town or just traveling through. You know, you just say, hey, you're around, let's meet up or something. So just a little bit there, here and there. It's been a lot less now that my life has changed with kids. My focus is on them. So, but yeah, I try to, try to at least keep up as best I can. But coach wise, obviously just you and then Coach Jen. So
Yeah. Yeah. So one final thing, some people want us to talk about this here, but I can't remember. Was it your junior year we went out for the national team tryout?
it was, sophomore or junior year.
Talk about, why don't you give a short, what it was like to be out there with, I think Guy Baker at the time had taken the head coaching job for the men. But talk a little bit about that experience.
Yeah, so I actually stayed with you the night. It was us two going out there.
Yep.
I stayed with you the night before because we're leaving early, and I remember waking up. It was when you had the what was it, Bear, your Newfoundland?
Yeah.
I remember waking up that morning. First thing I remember waking up that morning, I got this massive dog in my face, just licking my face, and I'm like, all right, I guess it's time to get up and go. So, the first things first, it was cool that you offered, hey, I'm all going out there by myself. You're like, well, I might as well go and learn something too. And, I appreciate you offering, your hospitality, getting me out there. And because once we're out there, we stay with your family and stuff, which was awesome. So, that was cool to personally connect with you a little bit more and learn. But, it was kind of eye-opening. There was a lot of guys out there, guys. I think I was the only one from the East Coast, or one few. The rest of the guys, USC, UCLA, Stanford, all the big name schools. And, I wasn't expecting to go any further than that weekend with cuts and stuff, but it was cool to get in the pool. I think we had 3-a-days, and, it was in January, I think. So I got to get outside and, 3-a-days with, some of the best players in the country. You had Guy Baker there and his staff, and, they were helping me out. So I think I learned a lot with playing with those guys 3 sessions a day. I think Janiel Kerr was there. We were just having fun, joking around while we were scrimmaging stuff, So it was a good learning experience. I think I learned a lot there, and that I could use in season. And then as well as it kind of put like a goal of, hey, some of these are the best players in the country, if not maybe stacked up in the world, and I get to play with them. And I'm, sometimes I would get schooled, but you would just kind of fight back, and then you would hold your own and school one of them back. So it was a huge confidence boost, and also a huge goal. You put out there and say, hey, if I want to be the best or be with these guys, this is where they're at. So it was a good way to stack yourself up against them, and also bring awareness to at least our program, when we got out there. And then as well as, you got to go out and learn a lot too from some of these high level coaches and stuff. And, I think we even used some of the drills you brought back to our practices. So I think just not just beneficial for me, but for the team and for the program from it.
Yeah. And we still use a lot of those drills today. I mean, we've adjusted a lot of them, but yeah, a lot of things still, not much has changed and whatnot. But hey, it was great talking to you. Great.
Yeah, definitely.
Reaching out and whatnot. Keep up the great work with what you're doing, and, being a great father and great employee at Ford, and, good friend and teammate, and, and whatnot. And don't beat up Ali too much.
I'll try not to.
All right. Anthony, this is Anthony Spoto. He's a 3-time All-American, Hall of Famer for Penn State Behrend water polo. This is Coach Tristan with Penn State Behrend. Everybody have a great night.
Yep. Thanks, Joe. Appreciate it.